know the investment strategies available to foreign investors. Understand the meaning of various strategies available to foreign investors. Learn about two major routes through which foreign investment can be made. Identify the various sectors where FDI isn't allowed. Explain types of FDI strategies in detail. Foreign investment plays a very important role in boosting the growth of the Indian economy. It also helps India in terms of building up the foreign exchange reserves, thereby improving the foreign exchange rate of the Indian rupee, which is one of the crucial elements for any budding developing country like India. If a foreign country wishes to conduct business in India, then it can either incorporate company under Indian Companies Act 1956 as a joint venture company, or they can form a wholly owned subsidiary company in India. They can also set up liaison office of foreign company. Following is the list of investment strategies available to those who are keen to invest in India. Liaison office, joint venture, mergers and acquisitions, total ownership. Major investment routes. As per the guidelines issued by the Government of India, there are two major routes through which FDI/FII can invest in India. 1. Automatic route. Under this route, one can invest without prior approval from Government of India or from RBI. Under automatic route, there are list of activities specified by Government of India or RBI where companies do not need to take prior approval from them. They can invest in any of the activities mentioned in that list of automatic approval activities. But RBI needs to be informed within 30 days of inflow or issue of shares by the company to the foreign investors. 2. Government route. Under this, company willing to invest needs to take prior approval from FIPB. They need to send their application along with required information to be considered by FIPB. Once they accept their request, only then investment can be made. In India, there are certain sectors where FDI is not allowed. They are as follows: atomic energy, lottery business, gambling and betting, business of chit fund, nidhi company, agriculture and plantation activities except tea plantations, housing and real estate business except development of townships, construction of residential/commercial premises, roads or bridges to the extent permitted under FEMA. Trading in transferable development rights. Manufacture of cigars, cheroot, cigarillos and cigarettes of tobacco or of tobacco substitutes. Strategies of FII. Liaison Office. Investors as well as companies willing to invest in India so as to take the advantage of liberalized FDI norms have various options, and one of them is opening a liaison office in India. This will enable them to look for facilities to promote their business activities. Liaison office does not engage in actual production or trading activities. They are just a source of communication channel between parent company abroad and Indian company. Liaison office does not perform any production activity, and therefore they are continued with private inward remittances available from the parent company abroad. There are various activities which are performed by liaison office, namely assist in process of communication between foreign parent company and the parties established in India, helps in finding out the potential market opportunities, promoting the export and import activities, enabling financial as well as technical activities between foreign parent company and the parties established in India. As per RBI guidelines, with effect from 1st February 2010, foreign companies that wish to set up a liaison office are supposed to submit the application available on the website of RBI along with the required documents. There are two ways under which their request is considered to open a liaison office. A. Reserve Bank route. Those companies which fall in category of automatic route where 100% FDI is allowed can set up a liaison office through this route. B. Government route. When business of foreign parent company falls in a category where 100% FDI through automatic route isn't allowed, then they have to follow government route. Such applications are considered by RBI after consultation with Ministry of Finance, Government of India. It is an important requirement for a liaison office to report profit during immediately 3 preceding financial years in their own home country, and their net worth should not be less than USD 50,000 or its equivalent. Joint venture. Under joint venture, a foreign company collaborates with domestic company and works together towards a certain goal. It has certain advantages like limited liability, market penetration, local partners' expertise and experience, etc. There are certain vital considerations which needs to be looked into by the parties entering into joint venture contract. Choice of joint venture partner. It is important for each party to consider pros and cons of entering into joint venture contract. Due diligence. Rules and regulations of each country should be properly taken care of. Clearly defined agreement. Agreement among parties should be clearly defined. Terms of shareholders' agreement should be reflected in the articles of association of the company. Share transfer restriction in a private limited company. Disproportionate voting rights, that is veto power. Agreement for future issue of share capital. Dispute resolution. non-disclosure of confidential information post-termination. These are few of the various considerations which need to be focused on by the parties entering into joint venture contract. Mergers and acquisitions. This is one of the very common strategies followed by the companies which wish to enter into contract through FDI. Instead of targeting the market individually, many companies join hands with big companies so as to work in collaboration with them. The biggest advantage available from this type of brownfield strategy is that it is comparatively quicker in terms of execution, while other forms like joint venture, greenfield investments take time to execute. Various other advantages of mergers and acquisitions are helps in acquiring assets of domestic firm rather than starting from the very scratch. Helps in increasing efficiency of both the parties involved. Also helps in sharing and transferring of capital, technology, as well as management expertise, resulting into synergistic benefits. Total ownership. Under this strategy, a company invests in domestic company completely on its own. Firm investing in domestic country invests in manufacturing activities, administration facilities, etc., but does not take any help from existing firms and establish all the required activities on its own with its own capabilities. Such type of FDI is also called greenfield investment. It offers advantages like avoidance of risk related to payment, helps in retaining full control and ownership, and also avoids the problem of integration among the parties. Though there are certain disadvantages too, like it takes time for the business to start up, that is, slow startup of the business. There is also high degree of risk involved and high commitment of resources. There is one more type of investment strategy under total ownership called as full acquisition. Under this, foreign company overtakes or buys the weaker company which has a potential to do well if restructured in the desired manner. This is generally done when foreign company has the desired technology, management expertise, which can help the weaker company whose resources are unutilized and can be used in an efficient manner with the help of foreign investor. A report by the Working Group of Capital Markets Consultative Group on foreign direct investment in emerging market countries talks about various strategies used by companies investing through FDI. Report talks about pattern of financing a business venture in emerging economies. A survey was conducted on investors in order to find out the pattern they prefer to manage their financial needs. The surveys conducted revealed that while deciding about the pattern of investment, investors not only consider the cost but also take into account the general market and economic conditions. These two form very crucial part while deciding about source of investment. The report also reveals various cases and the relevant strategies undertaken in certain cases of FDI. They observe nature of suitable investing in emerging countries and points are summarized as follows. While starting investment through greenfields, mostly companies favor 100% of investment through equity. This helps them in retaining control over the management of the organization. This gives them a competitive advantage in the market they wish to enter and also helps the companies to have benefit of return on the assets. But at the same time, small investors as well as those large companies in extractive sectors prefer equity partners for some reasons. Such arrangements help companies to diversify their investment risks, as well as this arrangement increases the scope of operations of the business. The report also reveals that some investors, because of the entry requirement criteria, participate as a joint venture along with the local companion, which mostly give them an upper hand advantage, and they are able to place a stronger control in emerging economy. Not only equity investments are important, but debt-related borrowings are equally important for companies. Projects which are capital intensive require certain contribution of debt proportion as well. Debt borrowings, either through intercompany loans or through project loans, which are often collateralized by the companies, are raised from international banks and markets. They serve as a huge source of finance for projects which are capital intensive in nature. Not only debt and equity serve as a source of investment for the companies, but also loans from International Finance Corporation (IFC) and windows of regional development banks, etc. While deciding about the proportion of capital structure of a company, capital market conditions as well as FDI investors base are important consideration. Debt equity proportion also depends on the type of business venture undertaken. Capital structure not only helps in deciding about financial soundness, but helps in identifying the risk associated along with the cost factors. Different companies prefer different proportion of debt and equity. According to the report, many times managers of holding companies pressurize their subsidiaries to borrow from external sources. Managers are also considering options of investing their retained earnings for the purpose of investment. Reinvesting of retained earnings provide a big source of finance for FDI. Report found out that where chances of growth are good, earnings are generally reinvested, but in expansion projects which are generally risky, chances of investment of all the retained earnings seem difficult. Lastly, managers are also increasingly focusing on borrowings from local country. They are gradually moving to prefer borrowings in local currency, at least for the purpose of daily operations. Though some managers found it little expensive, but it is found that at least for the purpose of working capital requirements, it is a suitable option. So the report was useful in the context of assessing various options possible and viable for the purpose of investment and source of finance for FDI. It provides us insight of various options possible and the merits and demerits associated with each of them. Importance of FDI in tourism industry. Tourism is one of the budding sectors of the Indian economy. India being land of temples, historical places, ancient structures, easy access to hospitals, infrastructure, etc., has a lot to offer to people. There are a lot of positive aspects associated with promotion of tourism industry. Not only will it help in promoting trade, it will also help in increasing growth rate of economy. It will also help in increasing revenue for the economy. More people will get employment opportunities, thereby gradually leading to increased standard of living for the people of the economy. Tourism does not only involve visit to historical places, temples, etc. It also includes medical tourism. India offers modern facilities at economical rates. People from different countries come for their medical treatment. So, there is a lot of potential for the growth in tourism sector. And FDI can act as a path towards achieving that increased growth. United Nations Conference on Trade and Development published a report on promoting foreign investment in tourism. Investment Advisory Series A number 5 talks about promotion of tourism through foreign investment. The report talks about equity investments. They can either be made directly or through smaller investments. A joint venture may be entered into by two parties who can contribute equity and distribute the gains, cost, and overall control of the new enterprise. FDI can also be through non-equity mode. It includes leasing arrangements, management contracts, franchising, etc. Report states that as far as service sector is concerned, mergers and acquisition is also a good option. They can also be used as a means to enter the foreign market. They offer various benefits, like instead of starting a business from the scratch, mergers and acquisitions act as a quicker means of doing business. Not only foreign partner can take the advantage of knowledge of the local economy, but also get established network of the host country. Also, there is an existing distribution system as well as established brand name which acts as advantage for the firm if used in right direction. Reports suggest that in hotel industry, mergers and acquisitions are more often seen, while in development of resorts, greenfield is a better option. As far as non-equity modes are concerned, management contracts, franchise agreements provide good option to the firm. But firms are little concerned about the control factor. Though franchise agreement provides various benefits like use of established brand, marketing strategies, support of business, etc., but control is quite an issue. In franchise agreement, control is quite limited. Franchise agreement is seen in hotel industry, catering, travel agencies, etc. But in general, it is seen that FDI is limited in the tourism sector. Reports have tried to point out the reason for the same. They found that companies generally prefer non-equity modes while entering the foreign markets. Report finds answer to this using a theoretical approach, which is quite often used to find answers for the above questions. According to the theoretical approach, firms will invest abroad if ownership, location, and internalization are found together. Ownership stands for possession advantage. Location stands for location advantage like easy access to market, cheap and abundant labor, climatic conditions, etc. Internalization refers to the benefits firm gets from controlling business activity rather than hiring local firms for the same. This model or approach is commonly known as OLI paradigm. OLI stands for ownership, location, internalization paradigm. Ownership and internalization help the firm in determining whether FDI is an attractive strategy or not for the firm. While location helps the firm in deciding which country should the firm invest in, so we can very easily conclude from the above information that there are various strategies available with the firms to enter in the foreign market, but each has its own pros and cons. So firms should be very careful while selecting the strategy that suits them the most. Therefore, we can sum up by saying that majorly there are three broad strategies available for investment in a country. They are namely liaison office, joint venture and mergers and acquisitions. Each of them has their own merits and demerits. Every country should consider them before taking any decision. This module also talks about importance of FDI and tourism sector. There are various modes through which it can take place like leasing, management contracts, etc. Each of them should be carefully weighed before taking any decision. They are important not for any one country but for all of them, that is both the countries.